Hey, what's up? We're back at the scene of the crime. It's January 2025, Inauguration Day. Let me set the stage for you. First of all, I'll leave the link of the previous body-worn camera in the description. But I'm walking up to Lives Matter Plaza. I was here 4 years ago, January 2021, just after attending the March for Life rally. I was strolling through this very tolerant city of Washington, D.C., approaching Lives Matter Plaza. You'll see what happened in the police body camera, but let me just set the stage from what I saw. So I was walking along this sidewalk right over here, just minding my own business. It looks a little bit different today because of the inauguration, but it was a very empty day. There were not many people out here. This fence over here was not here. But I was walking on the sidewalk. Over here, there was a young lady, and when I say young lady, I mean wacko, psycho, with a bunch of, propaganda, Antifa stuff, whatever. I was wearing a MAGA hat, this actual very red hat, the actual hat right here. I'm walking along, and I hear this person shouting terrorist, terrorist, all this crazy F you, whatever, and I'm like, what is going on here? So it's the middle of the day, no one is around. Well, there's a few police standing around, but no tourists, no pedestrians, just me and her basically. So I cross this sidewalk, I come over here, and I start talking to her, and I'm just asking her questions like, in a very normal tone of voice, why do you think I'm a terrorist? Why are you saying these things? What do you, just very normal stuff. Out of nowhere, one of the police officers who was standing over here approached me and started saying, "Take a walk." Excuse me? He repeated again, "Take a walk." And I tried to explain to him, I'm just standing on a sidewalk talking to my fellow citizen, and he's telling me to take a walk. The problem that he had is that this young lady had a megaphone, and she was shouting, she was yelling, she was creating a huge scene. But because I was here wearing my red hat, he singled me out. Also, to keep into context, this was January 2021. A couple days after the mostly peaceful protest at the Capitol. They love saying that, mostly peaceful, the summer of love 2020. But, so it was so cold that day, I just said okay and I left. Looking back, I should have put out my hands and I should have said cuff me up. But I just wasn't really looking for a fight that day and wasn't really thinking because it was so cold. But yeah, that's what you'll see in the video. I'm a big supporter of police and love police, but I'm very much against bad police and corrupt police. I put in an internal affairs complaint. The guy, I forget his name, something like Niewenhous. Yeah, if you're watching this, Officer Niewenhous, DC Metro Police, you are an absolute scumbag, and you should not work in police for simply singling someone out because of their red hat. What he should have done was come over and spoken to the young lady and maybe tried to de-escalate the situation, but whatever. I wear this hat with pride. I've been hit in the face wearing this hat. I've had this hat snatched off my head before. Like Trump says, we don't back down. Like Bush used to say, bring it on. We're not gonna back down to these scumbags. So anyway, watch the other video, leave a comment, and stay awesome. Go USA.